Okay, what's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be looking at the SP-16 and the DJS-1000. Some of the differences and some of the similarities, mainly the differences that I wish I knew between these two units before I went ahead and purchased them. What happened to me with my situation is I was looking at the DJS, and then I was going back to the SP, and I couldn't decide, and I found a really good deal on the DJS and ended up pulling the trigger. And then right after that, I heard something about this unit that intrigued me, and I went on eBay and just out of happenstance to see if there was any on there, and there was a deal that I couldn't pass up, and I ended up purchasing both of them. Now, I ended up purchasing both of them with the intention, to try both of them out and see which one I liked better. And, like I said, with the deals that I got, I figured that I would, probably not be keeping both, but I would easily be able to find a new home for the other units. So that's what I'm doing. So let's get into this, and hopefully this helps out some people that are trying to decide which one they like. So first of all, let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. The DJS is obviously more for those that have the DJ setup, and they're going to be using this with their CDJs. It doesn't have to be a Pioneer setup, but obviously these are designed to go with the Pioneer CDJs and the form factor and the height and everything else that goes along with it snugs up right up against it. So some people have two of these units, and what they do is they use the SP in the studio, and they just perform their sound. They drop it on this USB. They take this out to their setup where their DJ setup is, and they drop the USB in there, and these two units work seamlessly together. One is a performance unit and the other one as a production unit. You can blur the lines between both of these, but they both can be used for production or performance. It's just that the DJS, with the form factor and the size, is more lending itself to the performance aspect. This thing is very lightweight. I could pick this up with one hand. This thing is not. This thing is a two-hander and is a lot bigger, chunkier. It's bigger all around in every way. That being said, one of the major differences that made my decision is the MIDI capabilities. The DJS does not have as extensive MIDI capabilities as the SP. If I could further elaborate on this, it seems that, and anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but it has 3 different MIDI modes. You can use it as the sampler, which is in the standalone mode. You can use it as over USB or the ProLink, and also use it in DIN, but it needs to either be set as the slave or the master. And what I found, and I called Pioneer about this, and unless something's changed, this thing, I couldn't use the performance modes in this unit unless it was set to the master. I don't know how it works on ProLink. I don't have any other Pioneer here besides this. I don't have the CDJs, so I can't speak to that. But this didn't seem to be as capable as this, where this has USB 5-pin, has USB has ProLink, and all these things can be set to in, out, or through, or all of them simultaneously in and out, out and in on this unit. And if you would go through the settings, which I'm not going to do, there's a lot on the pull down menu. There's a lot more different parameters that you can set to MIDI than you can set to this unit. So if you're doing more complex or more advanced MIDI and you want this to play nicely with your other gear, this is the unit that does that. The one other major difference is the way that the effects work on these units. This has an outboard effect where you can switch it on and off. It has a dedicated knob. This does too, but it's different. These are the Dave Smith fillers, which are awesome, but it's just to drive in a high pass, low pass filter and resonance. This one actually you can change. It has like an echo, a delay, a bit crusher, a couple other things that you can set. You can only set one at one time, but these can be set globally or they can be set per pad. And it's more of a hands-on thing with this. Like I said, this is more performance. This is cool too, though. This is immediate, and you can actually run the effects through to whatever source that you have coming in here, and it can also be used with the filters. So if I had another on my line in here, which I've set to pad 16, whatever's coming in, I can use for these filters. And you can do the same thing with this. It's just you just have to set it up that way where you can use the effects on here. So like I said, this is a little bit more immediate. I kind of wish that it'd be nice if they shared, the Dave Smith fillers were on here and this outboard effect here, but what are you gonna do? Another obvious difference is this has the pitch control. You can adjust the speed and the tempo immediately on here. You'd have to go inside here and do it more internally. So obviously, again, performance, studio. But the one difference now that sold me on these units, or on which one I was going to keep, is the backs. Very simple, in, out on this unit. This here, we have, and this is something I didn't know about. I don't know why people don't talk about this. There's like one video that tells you about this, but the SP has the capabilities to have 8 separate outs, and that's huge. So that means that I could run all my vocals through 2 pads, have my drums on these, have my bass on this, and have my melodic stuff on that, all going out to a separate place. This is huge for the studio, and that's also huge for live performance, where I can separate my drums and my vocals, things like that. And you can easily change these around to whatever out you want. It's all done internally. It's all done pretty quickly and efficiently too through the touchscreen. That's huge, and that for production and live performance combined really makes this thing a powerful tool. The DJS does not have any capabilities to split the signal out, obviously, because you're limited to what you physically have on the back here. But as you can see, you have the master 1 and 2, and then all these tracks here, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. And as I was told that the single tracks come out stereo if you set them to stereo. So that's pretty huge. You have 8 stereo tracks, and anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but 8 stereo tracks to play around with. Awesome. The adjusting for the in is on the back here. This is your secondary sound sources coming in that you use to sample. That's on the back. This one is not on the back, it's on the front, which is nice. That was a nice change to when they upgraded this unit here. But so I don't know, like I said, if you have the inclination and the extra cash, and you need 2 of these units, it would be a really powerful studio / performance setup that you can have. But you can get along with just having 1 of these too. So I guess that being said, those are all the things that I've noticed. One more thing is this touch screen. They're both awesome touch screens, by the way. This touch screen is a little bit smaller than this touch screen. This touch screen seems to be a little bit more upfront. It's more legible, but it's big. It's bigger. It's bigger than the other touch screen. There's a difference. A little bit smaller, and these pads are a little bit bigger. I don't know if they're bigger. These are square, and these are more like a rectangle shape. But these are a little bit bigger. So that's it. Thank you for sticking around. If you stuck around this long, please share, like, and subscribe. I am trying to build up this channel. Feel free to drop a comment below. I'd like to know how I'm doing. And thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.